Yeah, definitely grew for the recurve. Archers grew in importance.
Well, certainly a strong European flavour here, as Emil said, but we're going to kick things off here with the recurve and the bronze medal match in the women's team competition. And it does contain some Northern Europeans in France, the trio of Lisa Barbalin, Caroline Lopez, and Victoria Sebastian, but they are up against Australia. We feature Madeline Boyle, Alexandra Feeney, and Imogen Rozemski.
Yeah, and especially the Australians, they had a very nice run coming into this bronze medal match. They qualified 11 out of 14, but they found a way to beat both Great Britain and Italy, which are very strong women team nations. So they had a very good run into this bronze medal match.
A very strong run indeed. And for those of you who are just beginning their world archery journey and are learning along the way as well, we have the recurve bow here, which is the one that you will see in Paris at the Olympics and the Paralympics. It's probably the most famous style bow when it comes to world archery. And you know, as a former coach of the Dutch team, I mean, I wonder if you could just tell us a little bit more about the recurve discipline.
Well, the recurve discipline is, as you said, the Olympic discipline. It has a pretty simple bow compared to the compound bow. It has a riser, two limbs strung up by a string. It has a sight, a stabilizer, and some other little equipment, and that's it. But the archer has a lot. It's very technical for the archer to shoot it properly. You have a lot of influence on the bow, so it makes it quite challenging on a distance of 70 meters.
Well, no such challenge for France and Barbalan,
Yeah,
who kick things off with a 10. What an opening arrow.
yeah. That's how you want to come off the practice field, so you know your sight is correct. So France coming in fifth after the ranking, they chose to start the match, which gives you a little bit of a mental advantage because it's always good to be in the driving seat, especially when it at the end comes down to maybe a shootout, so you can put pressure on the other team.
Well, pressure certainly exerted by those opening three arrows from Barbalan, Lopez, and Sebastian. And as you can see, the order of which the team competition unfolds, all three from one team shoot their arrows, and then it is up to the second team to respond as a trio as well. 7 for Australia with their first.
A little bit shaky on that shot, so well, the beauty of the set system. Some people will disagree that it's a beauty, but I think it's a beauty is that even if you shoot a bad shot, well, it counts in this end, but the next end will be 0-0 again. So they're now probably they're trailing by 7, so they're going to use the next arrows to get dialed in, and then they're allowed to start the second set. Um, so it's yeah, there's some bad arrows, but nothing doesn't have to mean too much.
Well, Barbalan delivers an 8 with her second arrow, and all 6 women will get to shoot 2 arrows apiece per end. So this final pass for the French in this opening end.
Yeah. And in total, they get 2 minutes to do this. So clock starts, and they all shoot one arrow, and then when the last one shot his arrow, the clock stops, and whatever time you have left, you can spend on the next few arrows.
And that's really as good as it gets there from Sebastian. This opening end pretty much wrapped up for the French. And as you said, Australia just with a bit of range finding now with these final 3 arrows.
good recovery after that first shaky start. So it's nice to get dialed in the yellow.
Keep in line. Keep it moving. Beautiful shot. Nice.
So Australia end on a high, but the damage done with the opening 3 arrows from both sets of women, and the first set going to the French team, and well, they're looking in confident mood, and right they should be. Look at that grouping of the arrows, very, very impressive. We see there, Emil, the magnifying glasses out there, and you know, despite sort of the comprehensiveness of that opening set win, absolute precision in the scoring down there, 70 meters away.
Definitely, yes. For the judges, there's no reason of not scoring it like very ambiguously, even if the set went to France with a big score over the Australians. They are still required to just judge it as it is, and they take their jobs very seriously. So as they should. I think that one was marked down as a 9, so they ended up with 55.
So similar to the individual scoring system, it's 2 points awarded for winning a set, and for a tie, the points are split, 1 apiece. However, rather uniquely to the team pursuit, it is the first to 5 points in the set system.
Yeah, so that means they will shoot at a maximum of 4 complete sets, and after those 4 sets, if the score start with 4-4, they will do a 3-arrow shoot-off, which means 1 arrow per athlete. And whoever scores the highest score wins the match, so gets that additional 5th point.
The Australians know what that's like. They went to a shoot-off when they beat the Italian trio in the quarterfinals. So their women very, very capable of holding their nerve when the pressure comes on. And really, they're showing that here with that opening arrow. A 10 to open this end.
And like usual in Antalya, the weather can be pretty challenging. Yeah, you see the flags in the background, pretty fiercely. So you don't have any time to wait for the wind to go down, because the clock just keeps ticking. So you have to shoot, which makes these stands even more magnificent.
28 posted by Australia. Time for France to respond.
So France has a new girl in their lineup after the qualifications they did in over the winter time. Sebastian, she wasn't in the team before, I think. And she's put in the anchor spot at the end, so she must feel really confident. She already shot a couple of very good shots, so let's see what she can do now.
Not quite as tight as they were in the opening end. And you speak about that configuration, Amir. How important is that? How much thought goes into strategizing about who shoots which arrow in the order?
Well, I think that's one of the things that really makes team shooting different to individual. Archery doesn't have a lot of tactics. Shooting a 10 is always the best you can do, but definitely with your team configuration and who shoots what shot, it involves a little bit of tactics. It comes down to a lot to experience of the archers. You will see. Um, like the Turkish men team, where they have one outstanding archer who opens and closes all the sets. Um, there's some tactics involved in that, and you usually uh, you train it a lot, and at some point you come down to the most well the best scoring option.
So now for France, 26 to tie, 27 to win. And that 7 means this one needs to be a 10. Big pressure on Victoria Sebastian.
It's a good shot, but this goes low a little bit. So we're all tied up.
It's no disgrace ever in shooting a 9, but on this occasion, not quite sufficient, and the Australians have pegged a set back. So 2 points apiece after 2 ends, and the Australians seemingly finding their rhythm. You can see right there from Sebastian and Lopez. They've travelled the world. They've been in some big competitions. It's one of the hallmarks of international competitors. It's always a race to try and accumulate those pin badges. You see at the Olympics particularly that people trading their pins from various nations who they become friends with and they compete against. It's one of those little things about global competition.
So there was another light.
Just looking at those flags again, and also we heard the level of the wind as well and the distortion of some of the atmosphere microphones that we've got out there. How difficult is that to master? What sort of adjustments can you make on the spot? Does that come down to experience of dealing with a variety of conditions?
It's a little bit. Is it a wind that's coming in gusts? So, or is it a very stable wind? If it's a very stable wind that is there constantly, you would just move your sight, so you could keep aiming in the middle and let the wind drift your arrows back to the middle. So you just offset your sight. If it's very gusty, you would just offset your aiming. So you would have your sight in the middle, and then you have your teammates coaching you kind of where you need to aim, if you need to aim off a little bit more or less. So you just aim left and the right, and then have your arrow drift to the yellow. So we saw that the arrow that was scored a 9 for Australia was marked down to an 8. So they did not win that set and tied it. So therefore it's 3-1 now, and they have to, they allowed to start the third set as well.
Well, tough on the Australians, and certainly emotionally to bounce back from that feeling of thinking that you've won the set, but then for it to be marked down. They haven't started at their accurate best thus far. In this third end, it's a must-win.
Yeah, I don't think they are aware of the scoring. I think it's just a layover for our images, but I don't think they have a digital scoreboard on the field. So they probably didn't see it being scored as a 51, and they just saw the end result of it being scored as a 50. and probably the coach has seen that it was an 8 and not a 9. So Caroline Lopez had to go back, had to stop her shot and try over. For recurve, this is usually not a problem. They have enough time. The 2 minutes for 6 shots is more than they would require on a normal end.
Let's go, Lex. All yours.
A little bit of a scrappy start for both teams. I think France has scored as a 23, but I'm not sure if it is a 23. That last shot was a 7 or an 8, so.
Alexandra Feeney goes rather wide of the gold. This needs to be a big arrow here. If Australia are to really stand a strong chance of being in the mix come the shakedown of this set, I'm not sure that that's going to be enough. 41 Australia recruit from their 6 arrows. France just need 42 and the match is theirs.
Allez, Caro. J'ai pris plein pot, Caro. Allez, Caro. Jusqu'au bout. Ouais, 8 droite, Vic. Allez, Vic, 20 secondes. Allez, Vic.
So another one in the blue or red or yellow will do. Probably 40 from Australia, but I don't know if France has 38 yet. It's probably 37, so just a good shot to the middle. That will do.
That'll do. High fives all round for the French trio, and irrespective of arrows on the margins being marked up or down, France have certainly done enough with their 6 arrows in that set. They seal bronze here in the recurve women's team event. Emile, as we seek confirmation with the...
This actually is a 41.
France seem to be a lot more in control in that bronze medal match, Emile.
They are all building on that great first start. So that first set really set the tone for them. And they were well, maybe a little bit lucky just to get that 1 point in the second set. So yeah, they were in complete control this match from the get-go when Lisa Babolet shot that beautiful X to start the match.